السلام عليكم يا شباب، معكم محمد رشد من قناتكم المفضلة جيمنج بالعربي. ومعانا النهاردة نكمل مع بعض سلسلة ديوس اي اكس. المرة دي هنلعب Mankind Divided، وده الجزء الثاني من الجزء الاولاني تحت عنوان Human Revolution. اللي بيتابعني احنا لعبنا الجزء الاولاني، الحلقات كلها موجودة، ولكن حصل لي مشكلة. مش هقدر يعني في الفترة اللي انا فيها دلوقتي مش قادر اكمل واسجل الجزء الاولاني عشان حصل لي مشكلة. الكهرباء قطعت وانا بلعب، فالتسيفات بتاعتي كلها مش عايزة تفتح، مش عارف اكمل خالص. تسيفاتي كلها مش اتمسحت، مش عاوزة تتقري خالص، مش عارف ايه اللي حصل. فانا ببعت للموقع المختص، المنصة المختصة لجي او جي، وهيعالجوا معايا المشكلة لغاية دلوقتي لسه. فانا قلت بالمرة هنخش على طول على الجزء الثاني Mankind Divided. والميزة هنا في الجزء ان من ضمن الاوبشنز في الاكستراز حاجات اضافية مهمة، هتلاقي في ديوس اي اكس هيومن ريفولوشن ريكاب فيديو. ده بيوريك باختصار ايه اللي حصل في الجزء الاولاني عشان نبقى متابعين مع بعض والقصة واحداثها ووقفنا لغاية فين. على الرغم ان اللعبة اصلا هيومن ريفولوشن ومان كان ديفايدد، الاحداث بتاعتها بتتغير على حسب اختياراتك، بتتغير شوية، بس يعني ايه النتيجة بتوصل. يعني اعتقد هيومن ريفولوشن بتوديك ل نهاية ثابتة على ما اتذكر. للأسف مش قادر احدد الموضوع ده لان التسيفات بتاعتي ضاعت. فمان كان ديفايدد اللي احنا هنلعبها نهايتها بتختلف فعلا على حسب اختياراتك وطريقة لعبك. فتعالوا نشوف ايه اللي حصل في الجزء الاولاني وبعد كده نبتدي مع بعض. يلا بينا.
The year was 2027. Advances in biotechnology were helping people improve their physical and mental abilities to an amazing degree. Provided, of course, they had enough money. A new breed of people was emerging, half human, half machine. And in Detroit at least, not everyone was happy to see it. I'd just landed a job as head of security at Sarif Industries, a cutting-edge biotech firm. David Sarif himself handpicked me for the job, said he needed me to keep his people safe. My ex, Megan Reed, was one of them. Brilliant neuroscientist, Megan had found a way to make augmentation safe and affordable for everyone. All she had to do was present her research to Congress. But the night before her big meeting, my security measures failed. A team of Black Op mercenaries stormed into Sarif headquarters, massacring everyone in sight. 3 of the mercs were heavily augmented walking tanks. Their mission? Take out Megan and her team. I tried to stop them, but their leader tossed me through a plate glass wall. Last thing I heard as his bullets slammed into my brain was Megan's dying scream. I should have died with her. Only I didn't. High-end military-grade enhancements saved my life. The best augmentation Sarif's money could buy. It took me half a year to get a feel for them. Should have taken longer. But 6 months into my recovery, Sarif Industries was attacked again. This time by a radical group of pro-human purists. Violent, militant, and fanatically opposed to human augmentation. They claimed to be members of Humanity Front, a non-profit organization that wanted the UN to limit biotechnology research. The thugs broke into Sarif's factory and found machinists working overtime on a top-secret military augment called the Typhoon. Sarif sent me to retrieve it, and when I did, I found one of the so-called purists next to it, wired with cerebral implants, trying to download its classified specs. Obviously, something more was going on. The Aug killed himself before I could question him. Sarif ordered me to dig deeper, so with the help of Frank Pritchard, Sarif set up cybersecurity. I did. Turns out a second hacker had been controlling the AUG's actions from somewhere off-site. Pritchard and I tracked his signal to a secret FEMA internment camp in Detroit. The Black Op mercenaries were there. The same mercs who'd left me for dead 6 months before. Figured they'd try again when they saw me. Wasn't so easy for them this time. I took out the tank named Barrett. Even got him to give me a new lead. A penthouse apartment in China. Of course, we both knew it would be a trap in the end. Hengsha Island, China. Home to a city so crowded, they had to build a second city on top of it. Trying to find clues in Hengsha wouldn't be easy. Lucky for me, I wasn't alone. Farida Malik, Sarif Industries' ace pilot, had lived in Hengsha before. A good person to have on your side. She knew enough about the place to get me around. Malik dropped me in the lower city, close to the penthouse Barrett had told me about. Bell Tower Associates, a private security firm under contract to the Chinese government, had agents tossing the suite when I arrived. Just not for the reason I'd been expecting. Turns out the man who lived there was a criminal hacker named Van Bruggen. The same hacker who'd been remotely controlling the AUG in Sarif's factory. Van Bruggen's panicked decision to force the man to commit suicide had been a mistake. Now his mercenary partners were gunning for him, and I needed to find him before they did. Locating Van Bruggen meant playing nice with the Triads, Hengsha's organized crime lords. They had the hacker holed up inside a low-rent capsule hotel. By the time I found him, Van Bruggen had no qualms giving up the woman who hired him. Zhao Yunru, president of the Taiyang Medical Corporation. According to Van Bruggen, Zhao wanted to monopolize the augmentation industry and had hired Black Op mercenaries to destabilize her competition. Sarif Industries was at the top of her list. To prove this, I needed to get inside TYM and grab a surveillance hologram off a server. I suspected Van Bruggen was hiding something when he told me this, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Megan wasn't dead. She and her 4 best researchers had been kidnapped, spirited away somewhere while their kidnappers made it look like they were dead. Desperate to learn more, I confronted Zhao in her penthouse. She claimed to be a pawn in a bigger plan, and hinted at a group so powerful it controlled global interests at a whim. Then she slipped into a panic room and hit the alarm, forcing me to make a very quick exit. I figured Zhao was lying, but part of her confession made sense. David Sarif had been worried about his people. So worried, he'd required all of them to have subdermal locator devices surgically implanted. The GPOs would have been broadcasting the day of the attack. But Zhao said a single call to Picus, the world's leader in global 24-hour satellite news, had turned those signals off. I needed to fly to Picus headquarters in Montreal if I wanted to learn more. Eliza Kassan, Picus Communications' First Lady of News. Malik thought I was reaching when I told her Eliza was involved in this. The world's most famous news anchor, working with a mercenary hit squad. But when I confronted Kassan in her office, she freely admitted to jamming Detroit's satellites the night Megan's team had been taken. Said she's just been following her commands. I suspected she wanted to say more. But Black Op mercenaries showed up looking to shut us both down. And just like that, the Eliza I'd been talking to disappeared. The mercs were led by an augmented killer I'd crossed paths with twice before. Fedorova, a woman who'd made silence her best friend. She waited for me to track Eliza's transmission to a secret server room underneath the Picus complex, then jumped me from behind. A deadly fight ensued. I made sure she never moved silently again. With Fedorova down and no one left to keep Eliza quiet, she reappeared. Turns out Picus's First Lady of News wasn't a lady at all. She was a sophisticated AI program, engineered to monitor data streams and control what people believed. Liza told me the Mercs had brought in a Humanity Front doctor named Isaiah Sandoval to remove the scientist's implanted tracking devices while Detroit's satellites were down. She also told me to speak to David Sarif if I wanted to learn more. By the time Malik and I got back to Detroit, tensions between normal and augmented citizens had reached a flashpoint. Riots were breaking out in several cities, and the UN was being urged to intervene. Sarif was trying hard to convince Hugh Darrow, the inventor turned philanthropist who'd once been a leading proponent of enhancement technologies, to help stop a possible regulatory vote. Sarif had a lot riding on Darrow. Megan's discovery would have given millions of people the chance to evolve beyond their normal human abilities, and at the same time catapulted Sarif Industries to the top of the Fortune 500. According to Sarif, Megan's kidnappers knew this, and didn't want people evolving unless they controlled how it was done. He called his enemies Illuminati, and urged me to keep searching. Determined to do so, I tracked down Sandoval via America's most outspoken augmentation opponent, Bill Taggart, Sandoval's boss and founder of Humanity Front. Sandoval admitted to operating on Megan's team when I confronted him, but said he hadn't removed their GPLs. He'd merely switched them to a different frequency. Pritchard was able to trace one of the signals to China. Malik and I immediately took off in pursuit. Unfortunately, the Illuminati were one step ahead. Ambushed. Shot out of the sky by Bell Tower Associates, seconds after entering Hengsha's airspace. Malik's piloting skills saved me. After a tense and bitter struggle, I escaped into Lower Hengsha. The tracking signal I was following led straight to the Triads, or more specifically, to the augmented arm of Tong Si-hung, leader of a gang of augmentation harvesters. Tong said they'd taken the arm off a corpse, which Bell Tower had left at their door, meaning at least one of Sarif's scientists was dead. Maybe not the rest of them, though. Tong pointed me to a port used for human trafficking and helped me slip aboard a Bell Tower ship. It was sailing to Rifleman Bank Station, a military base in the South China Sea. Bell Tower was holding kidnapped civilians as prisoners there, and using them to perfect the Hyron Project, a human-computer interface that left most of its test subjects dead. My search for Megan would have ended then, if not for a mysterious ally named Quinn. In exchange for my help exposing Bell Tower, he slipped me aboard a second ship headed to Singapore, and an Illuminati-run biotech facility called Omega Ranch. 3 of Sarif's scientists were there, forced by their captors to create a technology capable of remotely shutting down augmented abilities. Thanks to an emergency recall notice issued by the World Health Organization, millions of people all over the world already had the biochip installed. With the help of the scientists, I tracked Megan to a private section of the ranch. There, I ran into Yaron Namir, the walking tank who'd put a bullet in my brain the first time we met. He'd teamed up with Zhao and was hoping to catch me off guard. Their little ambush didn't work. I found Megan in a suite belonging to Hugh Darrow, the billionaire philanthropist who Sarif had called on for help. Darrow had convinced her to go along with the biochip plan by promising to sabotage the tech. As she was explaining this, Darrow appeared in a global broadcast, telling the world that augmentations would be the death of mankind. Then he activated the biochips to prove his point. All over the world, augmented people flew into a killing frenzy. Darrow had betrayed everyone, and it was up to me to set things right. To do it, I had to reach Pcie, a massive installation in the Arctic Ocean. As I raced through corridors built by an all-augmented workforce, I saw death and destruction firsthand. By the time I shut down Darrow's broadcast, I knew the damage he'd done. Still, humanity's future remained unclear. How would the world react to this sabotage? Would people ever regain their faith in augmentations again? What would be the Illuminati's next move? Only time give us the answers.
تمام، زي ما انتم شايفين كده حصل حاجات كتير قوي. فيا ترى ايه اللي هيحصل في مان كان ديفايس؟ طيب هل اللعبة مدعمة باللغة العربية؟ تكست، لا للأسف لا، مفيهاش لغة عربية. تمام، يلا بينا. ستوري، نيو جيم، خليها متوسط، يلا بينا.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the AUG incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history.
Sometimes you just have to let go and embrace what you've become.
Not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are ya?
Well, if I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming.
Agent Jensen! Am I gonna have a problem with you?
No, sir. No reason to assume you would.
Good, because you are the only augmented operative on this team, and I intend to make good use of you. Listen up, all of you. We got a sandstorm barreling down our arse and we can't afford to make mistakes. We're going after this man, an arms dealer named Shepard. He's ex-Bell Tower, one of the Special Forces commanders who disappeared during the incident.
And he's come out of hiding? That cannot be good.
It's not. He's selling weapons and military-grade augments to terrorists. This is Aran Singh, the undercover agent who lured Shepard out of his hole. Best you see Interpol's got. For 3 years he's worked hard to get in tight with the Jinn, an Iraqi smuggling cartel that's infected the Eastern Hemisphere like a plague. Last week, our arms dealer sent a message to the Jinn, offering to sell them a shitload of black market merchandise dirt cheap. They told Singh to handle the buy.
They're not gonna like it when Interpol disrupts their party. Singh's cover really that good?
It is right now. We need to keep it that way. This is where the deal's going down. A half-finished high-rise hotel that's been abandoned ever since the incident. It's not a pretty picture inside.
Let me guess. Most of the labourers were augmented with heavy-duty industrial rigs. So when the incident hit, and they all went schizo, things got gruesome real fast.
And no one, except for some homeless junkies, have been inside the place ever since.
So what's the plan, Director?
Singh's meeting Shepard on the ground floor, inside the hotel's main atrium. He sent the bulk of his Jinn crew to the penthouse levels to secure a vantage point. I want McCready's team to take up positions overlooking the atrium and make the arrest. Jensen, you're going in solo from the roof.
My objectives?
Keep the Jinn from joining the party. As far as we can tell, only one route connects the atrium to the penthouse level, a halfway decent elevator shaft. Here. I want you to block access to it.
Fine. Just cut me loose.
Do you plan on relying solely on your augments for this one? I'd recommend taking a little hardware, just to be sure.
تمام، هو خيارك انت عايز ليثل ولا نون ليثل؟ ماشي خليها lethal.
I'm not leaving my 6 exposed. Give me something lethal.
Your call, but Singh's undercover in all this.
So watch your fucking sights.
What about range? There's lots of wide spaces and high ceilings in there, but a number of tight and constrained rooms too.
So it's a crapshoot, really.
عايز تستخدم مسدس ولا كومبات رايفل؟ طيب انا طبعا مش فاكر هي اللعبة كان نظام الانفنتوري بتاعها عامل ازاي. هل زي القديم يعني لو السلاح كبير هياخد مكان في الانفنتوري ولا لا؟ ف خليها ريفولفر مسدس.
Never was one to play the odds. Give me something I can use up close.
You got it. One last thing, Jensen. Singh said that Jin are using some sort of portable Wi-Fi device to boost communications. He's got a better chance of maintaining cover if you disable it.
I'll keep an eye out for it. But aren't we on the clock here? You said there's a sandstorm moving in.
There is, and we got the intel on this mission at the very last minute. So we're scrambling a little. If it comes to it, your #1 priority is keeping the Jinn out of that atrium.
Copy that.
Time to put away your heavy thoughts, gentlemen. We're approaching the target building.
You're up first, Jensen. Let's do this.
يلا بينا دبي
Task Force action.
29.
This is Knife Leader.
قرب.
Engage hush drives and descend to Angels 1-5.
تحية كبيرة للأخوة اللي في دبي. أنا ما رحتش دبي قبل كده، فتحية كبيرة للأخوة والأخوات في دبي ومن يتابعون. أوه حلو، أكيد في بارجوت. ايوه تمام.
Team leader, this is Jensen. I'm on the roof.
Solid copy. Move into the building. The access route you need to block is at the far end of the penthouses. And keep in mind, the direct route might not be the easiest one.
Roger that.
McCready will advise once his team is on the ground. Miller out.
تمام، اهلا بكم في دبي. طيب علشان نتأكد من الكنترول، انا اخترت الكنترول زي الكنترول بتاع هيومن ريفولوشن عشان ما يبقاش اختلاف. زي مثلا المنيو augmentation smart vision. تمام. طب دي كلها اكشنز انت بتعملها. ممكن يعني انت لما تيجي تختار كده مثلا بتحدد بالاسهم، هو انت عايز الاوبشن ده يكون بالسهم يمين سهم شمال، فده شيء كويس. والR2 والL2 اللي عشان تستخدم اللي هي واحدة الهيلث اللي على اليمين، والشمال الباور. تقلب على الانفنتوري، فانت عندك انت بتختار السلاح في ممكن القنابل. ده اسمه جرينيد ماشي، فراج اوكي. انا بتعود بس ايه على الزر عشان الزر شكلها مختلفة باين. طيب لا هنا الانفنتوري كما توقعت السلاح كل ما حجمه بيكبر بياخد مكان في الانفنتوري. هنا الابجريد بتاعك. لايدر مارك تراكر دي خاصة بالهاكينج. اوكي التلاتة اللي فوق دول خاصين بالهاكينج، ده شيء كويس. ماشي، يبقى احنا كده معانا حاجات كويسة اوي. ده غير ان في ابجريد هي اوريدي معمولة، ده شيء كويس برضو. زي السقوط الايكاروس لاندنج اللي احنا كنا بنستخدمها الجزء اللي فات. دي جديدة انك تقدر تيك داون اتنين مع بعض. دي التايفون مفتوحة اوتوماتيك، دي قوية قوي بقى. دي لما يبقى حواليك مجموعة كبيرة قوي تروح منشط التايفون. ودي محتاجة اعتقد في الجزء ده عبوات عشان تكمل تاني. اوكي هنا ايه؟ هنا بقى في سيستم جديد انك تقدر تعمل كرافتنج للحاجات دي. تقدر تعمل كرافتنج للمتفجرات دي تديك طاقة، دي التايفون، ودي المالتيتود بتاعت ايه؟ انتي سيكوريتي هاكينج. دي خاصة بالهاكينج. المفروض دي مش متأكد الجزء ده كان بنعمل بيه. اعتقد دي جوه الاجهزة لما تيجي تعمل هاكينج بتستخدمها او بتفتح بيها البيبان من بره. هنا الكوستات والسايد كويست. هنا الخريطة. تمام، دي الخريطة. المفروض دي المين كويست الذهبي. تمام. دي اوراق مستندات انت بتجمعها. دي مفيش سايد كويست، في مين كويست. تمام، هم مقسمها لك. ادي مين كويست، سايد كويست، بوينت اوف انترست، هيستوري. فكك مين كويست، هنعمل الحاجتين دول. طبعا اوكي مش مشكلة. why examine hold why customize. اقدر اضيف حاجة في السلاح باك. ماشي، اقدر احط الويزي هنا. اوكي هنا سي اوتو. هنا تقدر نوع الامو، الرصاص عادي ولا رصاص مخترق للدروع. حلو، دي جديدة. اوكي هنا تقدر تطور كمان السلاح، تأبجريد لو انت جمعت شوية الحاجات اللي هي معمول عليها يعني فيها element RPG اللي هي متعارف عليها دلوقتي. فده شيء كويس اوي. تمام. اوكي ده معناها انك هتدور كتير. انا بجرب زر النطة عادي. نط ده بص السلام. اقدر اشد شيء كويس. طبعا اللعبة فيها عناصر كتيرة اوي، يعني ايه.
Jensen, we're moving through. Oh, fuck!
What's wrong?
The Jinn have got a few Jennies up and running. Gonna have to hack keypads.
Should enjoy it, McCready. They have colors and shapes. Just remember, red means bad.
Fuck you.
انا بجرب بس تمام. طيب عشان نفهم برضه كلنا، دلوقتي انا بمشي عادي اهو، ممكن امشي بالراحه. طبعا انا بلعب بالدراع عشان كده بيديني فلكسبيليتي في الكنترول. لما تيجي تجري بتدوس على الزرار اللي فوق، اسمه ايه، ال بي، وما بيستهلكش طاقة. ده شيء كويس. الجزء الاولاني انت كنت بتستهلك طاقة جامدة اوي وما بتحسش، دي انت بتحس بيجري جامد. ده شيء كويس. خدوا بالكم الميني ماب اللي على اليمين فوق في دوائر بيضة بتظهر، دي كمية مصدر النويز اللي بيطلع من رجلك. شايف؟ ده كده معناه انك عامل دوشة وانت بتجري. لو انا مشيت بالراحة بص مفيش نويز بيطلع مني. لو جريت شايف؟ لو نطيت بيعمل نويز جامدة اوي. بص فانت خد بالك. اوكي لا انا تمام بالدراع. مكان سري. ده بيعمل ايه؟ في حاجة تانية، انت لو معاك التليفون دلوقتي الموبايل ونزلت برنامج ديوس اي اكس يونيفرس على على موبايلك وفتحت الكاميرا بتاعته وعملت سكان للايقونة دي، هتظهر لك حاجة مش عارف بقى، فما علينا، يبقوا انتوا اعملوها. عايزين نجرب السمارت فيجن. تمام، السمارت فيجن بيسحب بطارية زي ما انت شايفين. وبنستخبى عادي زي ما نحاول. تقدر دلوقتي الجديد بقى تقدر تنتقل في بأي حتة وانت فاضل دايس على الزرار بتاع تستخبى يعني ورا اي حاجة كده المنظر ده. هتفيدنا اوي لان في عناصر كتير اوي. زي ما انتم شايفين الجرافيك مختلف تماما عن الجزء الاول. بوكيت سكرتاري ماشي. هنا دي مناحتها مكسورة ضعيفة تقدر كعادة اللعبة ديوس فيها مداخل سرية. تقريبا مش عاملين التطبيق بتاعه نقدر نمشي على مسطحات هازارد نوع الهاكينج بقى. زي ما شايفين فيجوالي الدنيا اتغيرت، الاختصارات بقت اسرع. هنا الهدف
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
احنا ما بدنا احد تاني يحط هذه العملية في خطر قبل ما يصل تاجر الأسلحة.
I'll do another swoop in the area. Just a match.
علمني إذا أي شيء يتغير. راح يكون من الأفضل إلنا نجيب أسلحة جديدة.
يعني نجرب مؤشر كمان مؤشر اصفر كده.
هذه المنطقة آمنة.
تعال. لا 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 لا. تمام. and regain energy. تمام. طبعا الطاقة بتاعتنا بتقل لما بنيجي نستخدم اكشنز معينة، وبنزودها عن طريق البايو سيل. لا انا دوست غلط. تمام. المكان واسع وممكن تمشي هنا او هنا فوق هنا دي فبراحتك.
Jensen, Mac, listen up. Doppler shows that sandstorm's moving in fast. It's big, and it's gonna hit us hard.
God, I hate the fucking desert. Confirm visual?
I can. Time is not on our side.
Copy that.
Solid copy.
والله خسارة نحط الرصاصة على بكره العواصف بترزع الشبابيك وتقفلها.
انا افتكرت اللعبة هنا جايبين فويس اوفر مصريين على عرب.
الموضوع شكلها هتطول، لازم نخلص بسرعة.
تعالى يا كبير. لاحظ كمان ان ايه حركته سريعه، لازم تحس بفرق. والجديد كمان انك تقدر تمسك اي حاجه وترميها لو انت عايز تشتت الانتباه.
The signal booster already? عشان نخزن المخازن الموجودة على السطح عشان تكون بعيدة من الرمل.
Good. There is too much riding on this thing. Last thing we need is the comes breaking down.
فهمت. يلا نبتدي نتحرك.
McCready, how you making out?
Slower than expected. It's like someone's tilled a fucking cemetery down here.
Say. Again?
When the shit hit the fan in 27, the rush must have been from the stairs. There's corpses everywhere. A lot of your cousins are here too, Jensen. You want me to grab you any spare parts?
No parts. But I take mine with cream and 2 sugars while you're asking.
شايف حاجة؟
No, there's nothing here, just sand.
ناخد شوية باور.
دايما مفيش حاجة.
When are we getting out of here?
Did you say something?
Hope the next job has more action.
Jensen, what's your 20?
Working my way through the penthouses.
Remember to keep an eye out for the Jin's communications booster. If you can, disable it.
Roger that.
Nothing. Always nothing.
شايف انا سمعت هنا في غاز بس نحن الغاز بس ان شاء الله
خلينا نفتش الدور ده تاني. ما يهمني يكون افضل لو ازاي نخلص الصفقة دي بسرعة.
راح يخلص. انا ما بديش نكون هان لما تبدأ العاصفة.
ولا انا. في حاجة عندك؟ لا. هو في حاجة؟ ما كنتش سامع بس.
الحركة الجديدة كمان احنا نقدر حتة
انا خلاص مش قادر اتنفس هنا. انا شامي في المكان ده ريحة الموت والدم. اتحرك شوية، ما تبقاش زي السحلفة.
عشت
تمام هنا.
خاف تعمل دوشة يعني عاملة وين دوشة. طيب هنمشي على
Good. I could barely hear them now. Okay, keep your eyes open. I'm going to go see if I can find any.
اتحرك شوية. انت ماشي زي السحلفة. لا كده شوية.
اوعى
Listen up, everyone. Chang's hacked into the Jin's radio signal. Checking the patch now. We should be hearing Sing any second.
خليل، الراجل اللي هيبقى علينا الحاجات جاية كمان شوية. روح قول لبقية الناس ان انا هحصلكم وخليكم يعني منتظرين.
Patch is clean.
Solid copy. Good. I'll repatch us once the deal kicks off.
Miller, I've disabled the Jin's comms booster. Should make it harder for them to listen in on the deal.
Good work. With luck, Sing's cover will still be intact when this is over.
Roger that. Moving on to primary target now.
ايه اللي مأخره كده؟ فينك يا سينج؟ الوقت بيعدي بسرعة.
ثلاثة.
مفيش حاجة، دايما مفيش حاجة. زي المكان ده ممكن يكون حر للدرجة دي. هو الأول بدنا كل الفلوس اللي عشان نشتري معدات ومكان أحسن. That's not what I meant. I meant we should be in the atrium with you, not up here. يعني لازم ننزل للخير. بس احنا كده هنفوت مصر يمكن وما ينفعش يتفوت.
Jensen, we're inside the atrium, taking up positions on the terraces. What's your 20?
Still moving.
Well, hurry the fuck up. Enemy helo is inbound and this sandstorm's getting close. You get that comms booster disabled?
Affirmative. Booster's fried.
So maybe the Tin Man does have a heart after all. Way to look out for your team. Creedy out.
بكره العواصف. بترزع الشبابيك وتقفلها. المنطقة كلها متأمنة. محمد.
انزل. محتاجة توقيت.
مفيش حاجة هنا غير الرملة.
Everything ready. Something feels wrong here.
الجو ده أكيد رطوبة عالية. ايه اللي مأخره كده؟
السكة، المفروض من هنا لهنا 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 طويلة أوي صعبة أوي. طيب
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
This is Jensen. Penthouse access route secure. Jin shouldn't be a problem. Over.
Copy that. About fucking time. Enemy helo sighted. All right, strike force. Position and hold.
Strike 1, in position.
Strike 2, all set. Strike 3, yeah.
Strike 4 in position and holding, boss. Eyes up, safety's off, guys.
Yeah, no shit, brown nose.
Watch your fucking mouth, Halliday.
Both of you shut up. 5 in position.
Everybody stay sharp. Singh's got eyes on Shepard. Patching you in now.
Target's in the AO. Remember, Singh's down there, so watch your fire.
You got balls, Singh? Executing a buy with a sandstorm on her ass?
I cannot take credit for Mother Nature, mister.
You can call me Shepard.
How biblical. Are these the weapons?
The Augs. They're getting harder to come by. Guns are still on the chopper. Show me the cash, quick, and we'll...
Oh, what the? The pod has been crashed. Shepard is dead.
What? By who? What's going on down there?
Miller, this isn't the Jinn. Repeat, it's not the Jinn.
They're after the weapons. Open fire! Open fire!
Weapons free! Open up!
Greedy. Making a grab for the chopper. You got a shot?
Negative. We're under heavy fire down here. We can't let that chopper take off, Jensen.
I got it.
This is bad! They're closing in! We're gonna lose Singh! Jensen, I can't reach him!
Jensen, this sandstorm might have just bought us some time, but you need to disable that chopper.
Copy that. Miller, chopper's been grounded. Repeat.
Jensen! You're welcome.
Shit.
Artificial eyes to prosthetic limbs.
From molecular-sized computers.
Human-controlled evolution available to all. We will merge with machines, with computers.
When this is done, the Illuminati won't be able to control men and women like you.
No, stop!
And planned.
Scenes of horror on the streets of Detroit.
Kind of madness has gripped mechanically augmented people.
Shanghai, Los Angeles, Ankara, Dubai.
People are dying out there. Millions of people.
The search for survivors in Pcie has been downgraded to a recovery mission.
The Czech Republic leads a growing list of countries calling for the relocation of its augmented citizens. It's a new world, Adam. It's afraid of people like us.
Bust into safe and secure segregation. Therapy industry is closely controlled.
You didn't think it would end with the AUG incident, did you?
We were victims.
This is retribution for a tragedy we cannot control.
They control the news. They buried the truth with disinformation.
Multiple detonations. Looks like car bombs.
Another terrorist attack, this time in a police station.
The United Nations Security Council has passed
A new anti-terrorist intelligence and response team will have global
Task Force
jurisdiction.
29.
Agent Jensen.
I won't let it happen again.
Mankind divided.